The Art of Personal Growth, written and published by Sonic Tome. You've always known there was more inside you, haven't you? That quiet voice in the back of your mind telling you that you're capable of something greater, something beyond the ordinary, beyond the predictable rhythms of daily life. Maybe you've tried to ignore it, suppress it, or even convince yourself that it's too big of a dream to chase. But it doesn't go away. It lingers, a soft whisper that grows louder, urging you to step out of the comfortable and into the unknown. The truth is, the path to unlocking your full potential doesn't begin with grand gestures or huge leaps. It begins with the subtle, almost imperceptible shift in the way you see yourself and the world around you. It starts with a deeper awareness of the patterns, habits, and beliefs that shape your every decision, whether you're consciously aware of them or not. You are not a passive participant in your life. You are its architect, its creator. But to become the person who truly lives their potential, you must first understand the forces that have shaped your past and the choices that will steer your future. We all have a story we tell ourselves about who we are and what we can accomplish. Some of those stories are empowering, pushing us forward. Others hold us back, chaining us to outdated versions of ourselves, convincing us that we're not worthy of more. The journey to breaking free from those stories starts with recognizing how they were formed and how they're holding us captive. It's only when we have the courage to confront the limits of those beliefs that we can begin to shatter the molds they've created for us. This isn't just about finding success or achieving goals. It's about transformation at the core of your being. It's about seeing your life not as a collection of random events, but as a living, breathing expression of who you truly are underneath the surface. As you begin to shed the layers of doubt, fear, and old conditioning, you uncover a version of yourself that is capable of far more than you've ever imagined. You step into a version of yourself that was always there, waiting to be revealed. The process is not easy. It asks for vulnerability, courage, and the willingness to look within, sometimes at things you may have tried to bury. But on the other side of this work is a life of alignment, purpose, and fulfillment. It's a life where your actions match your deepest values, where your mind and body move in harmony, and where your true potential is no longer a distant dream but a present reality. This journey doesn't offer easy answers or shortcuts, but it does promise one thing. If you're willing to step into the process, to face your limitations and break through them, you will uncover a version of yourself that is not only capable of creating extraordinary things, but is deserving of them. This is not about becoming something you're not. It's about remembering who you've always been beneath the layers of fear, doubt, and limitation. The path isn't always clear, and the way forward might feel uncertain, but each step forward will bring you closer to that most authentic, powerful version of yourself. The journey to that place where everything aligns and you are truly free to be who you are meant to be begins now. Chapter 1. The Foundation of You. Imagine building a home without a blueprint, laying bricks without knowing what you're constructing. Your life operates the same way. It requires a foundation, and that foundation is rooted in your core values. These values aren't fleeting preferences or surface-level likes and dislikes. They are the invisible threads that hold together your decisions, motivations, and aspirations. To uncover this foundation, start by peeling back the layers of who you think you are. Strip away titles, roles, and societal expectations. When you're not defined by what you do or how others perceive you, what remains? That's the essence of your core. It's the part of you that instinctively knows what feels right, what lights up your spirit, and what pushes you toward fulfillment. Your values are not static. They evolve as you grow. However, they do not change on a whim. They're shaped by the experiences that leave a deep imprint, both joyous triumphs and painful failures. Reflect on these moments not to relive them, but to understand the why behind them. Why did a particular achievement make you proud? Why did a failure sting so deeply? When you ask these questions, you're not just observing your past. You're decoding the blueprint of your values. These values, once understood, become the compass for your decisions. Imagine facing a difficult choice. Without clear values, you might sway with the strongest external pressure or the loudest voice in the room. But with your foundation intact, you stand firm, not out of stubbornness but out of clarity. You know what aligns with your principles and what doesn't, making decisions simpler and more authentic. Building this foundation isn't just about introspection, it's about integrity. You might recognize certain values but feel you're not living in alignment with them. This gap between what you believe and how you act creates internal friction, a discomfort that tells you something is off. Listen to that discomfort. It's not a flaw, but a guide urging you to recalibrate. Consider the concept of non-negotiables. These are the aspects of your values that you refuse to compromise, no matter the circumstances. They act as the bedrock of your foundation, providing stability even when life feels chaotic. By identifying and honoring these non-negotiables, you reinforce your foundation every day. Your foundation also influences how you connect with the world. It determines the relationships you form, the work you pursue, and the way you contribute to society. When you operate from a place of grounded values, you attract people and opportunities that resonate with your authentic self. This alignment creates a sense of harmony, reducing the conflicts and mismatches that arise when you're disconnected from your core. Building this foundation isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. You revisit it, test its strength, and sometimes rebuild parts of it as you grow. Life will challenge your values, forcing you to question and refine them. Embrace these moments, not as threats, but as opportunities to deepen your understanding of yourself. The foundation of you is the starting point for everything else. Without it, even the grandest aspirations can crumble under pressure. With it, you have the stability to weather storms, the clarity to make meaningful choices, and the confidence to pursue a life that truly belongs to you. Chapter 2. The Mirror Effect. When you stand before a mirror, what do you truly see? Not the surface image of your physical self, but the reflection of who you are when no one else is watching. The mirror effect goes beyond the literal. It's about confronting your inner reality and seeing the patterns that shape your life. Self-awareness is like adjusting the focus on a camera. At first, everything seems blurry, a collection of indistinct shapes and colors. But as you turn the lens, the picture becomes clear, revealing details that were always there, waiting to be noticed. To see yourself clearly requires courage because the mirror doesn't lie. It shows you the parts of yourself that you may have ignored, denied, or misunderstood. Patterns in life often emerge subtly, like the tide slowly shaping the shore. Consider the recurring situations you face. Do you often find yourself in conflicts that seem to arise from nowhere? Do opportunities slip through your fingers just when success feels within reach? These patterns are not accidents. They are reflections of your inner world. They mirror your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. To explore these patterns, start by observing your reactions. When you feel anger, joy, fear, or frustration, pause and ask yourself, what triggered this? Go beyond the surface explanation of external events. Your reactions are windows into your deeper self. They reveal your unmet needs, unhealed wounds, and unspoken desires. The mirror effect also challenges you to take responsibility. It's easy to blame circumstances or others for your struggles, but the mirror shifts the focus inward. It asks, what role am I playing in this situation? This isn't about self-blame, but about empowerment. Recognizing your contribution to a pattern gives you the ability to change it. As you explore these reflections, you may uncover contradictions. Perhaps you value honesty but find yourself avoiding difficult truths. Or you may believe in kindness but struggle with resentment. These contradictions are not failures. They are opportunities for growth. They highlight the gaps between your intentions and your actions, guiding you toward greater alignment. The mirror effect is not just about identifying weaknesses. It also reveals your strengths, often hidden beneath layers of self-doubt. Think about the moments when you felt proud, capable, or deeply connected. What qualities did you bring to those experiences? By recognizing these strengths, you can harness them more deliberately in your life. This process of reflection is not meant to be static. Self-awareness is dynamic, evolving as you gain new experiences and insights. The mirror reflects differently in the light of each new day, showing you aspects of yourself you might have missed before. Embrace this ongoing exploration with curiosity rather than judgment. As you delve deeper into the mirror effect, you may find that your patterns are connected to broader narratives, stories you tell yourself about who you are and how the world works. These stories often originate from childhood experiences, societal expectations, or past traumas. By examining and rewriting these narratives, you create space for new possibilities. The mirror effect also extends to your interactions with others. The people in your life act as mirrors, reflecting back qualities you may not see in yourself. Pay attention to the traits you admire or criticize in others. They often hold clues to your own inner landscape. True self-awareness requires patience and persistence. The mirror doesn't always offer easy answers. Sometimes it reflects confusion or discomfort. But each glimpse, no matter how fleeting, brings you closer to understanding the patterns that shape your life. Through this understanding, you gain the power to create a reality that aligns with your deepest truths. Chapter 3. Breaking the Mold. From the moment we take our first breath, we are surrounded by invisible molds, patterns of behavior, beliefs, and expectations formed by the world around us. These molds are often created by well-meaning influences, family traditions, cultural norms, or the lessons of a society that seeks predictability. Yet, as comforting as these molds may seem, they can quietly restrict our ability to explore who we truly are and what we are capable of becoming. Breaking the mold is not about rebellion for its own sake. It's about questioning the structures that define your life and recognizing which ones serve you and which ones don't. Think of your habits, routines, and thought patterns as well-worn paths in a forest. Some lead to destinations of growth and fulfillment, while others lead to stagnation. To break the mold is to step off these familiar paths and venture into the unknown, where your potential lies waiting to be discovered. Start by examining the beliefs you hold about yourself. These beliefs are often the most rigid molds, shaped by years of repetition. Perhaps you've told yourself, "I'm not creative," or "I'll never be successful." These statements, repeated over time, become self-fulfilling prophecies. They limit your vision, convincing you that the edges of the mold are the boundaries of your reality. To break free, you must first challenge the origin of these beliefs. Ask yourself, who told me this? When did I start believing it? And is it true? Habits are another powerful mold. They are the actions we take without thought, the default settings of our lives. While some habits are beneficial, others keep us trapped in cycles of mediocrity. Breaking a habit requires more than willpower. It demands understanding. Why do you gravitate toward certain behaviors? What reward do they provide? By uncovering the roots of your habits, you gain the insight needed to replace them with actions that align with your aspirations. Breaking the mold also involves confronting fear. Fear is the silent enforcer of the status quo, whispering that change is dangerous, that stepping outside the mold will lead to failure or rejection. But fear is often an illusion, magnified by our imagination. When you take small, deliberate steps beyond your comfort zone, fear begins to lose its grip. You realize that the walls of the mold are not as unbreakable as they seemed. They are only as strong as your belief in them. To truly break free, you must also learn to let go of external validation. The molds we live in are often reinforced by the expectations of others. We strive to meet these expectations, fearing disapproval if we don't. But living for the approval of others is a prison, not a path to freedom. When you detach from the need to be liked or understood by everyone, you gain the courage to pursue what feels right for you, even if it defies conventional wisdom. Breaking the mold doesn't mean abandoning everything familiar. It means keeping what aligns with your authentic self and discarding what doesn't. It's a process of refinement, not destruction. As you let go of limiting beliefs and habits, you create space for new possibilities to emerge. You begin to see life not as a rigid structure, but as a canvas, waiting for you to paint your unique vision. The journey of breaking the mold requires persistence and faith in yourself. The old patterns will call you back, tempting you with their familiarity, but each time you choose to step forward instead of retreating, you weaken their hold. You prove to yourself that you are more than the sum of your past choices, more than the molds imposed on you. As you continue this process, you'll notice something extraordinary. The mold doesn't just break, it transforms. What once confined you becomes the foundation for your growth. The shards of the old mold become stepping stones, leading you to a version of yourself that is not defined by the past, but shaped by your limitless potential. Chapter 4. The Inner Architect. Imagine yourself as both the blueprint and the builder of your life. Every thought, decision, and action you take is a brick in the structure of your future. The role of the inner architect is not passive. It is an active, creative force shaping the foundation and framework of your journey. To build a life that withstands storms and adapts to changing landscapes, you must craft a mindset that serves as a sturdy cornerstone. Your mind is a workshop filled with tools. Some are sharp and precise, like focus and determination. Others, like doubt or fear, are dulled by misuse or misunderstanding. As the architect, your first task is to assess which tools serve you and which need refinement or replacement. This process requires self-awareness, pausing to reflect on the thoughts and emotions that guide your actions. A resilient mindset begins with understanding that challenges are not barriers but raw materials. The obstacles you encounter hold lessons and opportunities disguised as difficulties. When you see adversity as a building block rather than a roadblock, you begin to approach life with curiosity instead of resistance. Like an architect faced with unexpected terrain, you adapt your design rather than abandon the project. Adaptability is the art of bending without breaking. It is the realization that rigidity is not strength, but fragility. Life rarely unfolds according to a fixed blueprint. Situations shift, plans falter, and new variables emerge. The inner architect embraces this uncertainty, viewing it as a chance to innovate. Just as a structure must accommodate changing weather, your mindset must adjust to the evolving realities of life. To cultivate this adaptability, focus on the power of perspective. When faced with setbacks, step back and look at the broader picture. A single crack in the wall does not compromise the entire structure, but ignoring it can. By addressing challenges with clarity and composure, you reinforce the integrity of your mindset. Success, too, is a product of deliberate design. It is not an abstract destination but a series of intentional choices. The inner architect does not rely on chance but crafts pathways leading to achievement. This involves setting clear goals and aligning your actions with your vision. Success requires discipline, the ability to delay gratification in pursuit of a greater outcome. Each disciplined step strengthens the foundation upon which your dreams are built. Mindset is not built in isolation. It is influenced by the materials you choose to surround yourself with, the people, environments, and information you engage with daily. Seek out relationships and experiences that elevate and challenge you, much like an architect choosing quality materials for a lasting structure. Avoid influences that erode your resolve or distort your vision. As the architect of your inner world, recognize the role of self-belief. Confidence is the scaffolding that supports your efforts, especially when the outcome is uncertain. Trust in your ability to learn, grow, and adapt, even when the path ahead is unclear. This trust allows you to take risks, knowing that even failure is a step toward mastery. The inner architect is not bound by limitations. It sees beyond the immediate horizon, envisioning possibilities that others might overlook. It understands that the greatest structures, both in life and in architecture, begin with imagination. Dare to dream boldly, for your mindset will rise to meet the scale of your vision. Finally, remember that the role of the inner architect is never complete. Life is a dynamic process, and so is the creation of a resilient, adaptable, and successful mindset. Each day presents new opportunities to refine your design, reinforce your foundation, and expand your horizons. The blueprint evolves, but the principles remain steadfast. Resilience, adaptability, and the unwavering belief in your power to shape your destiny. Chapter 5. The Path of Connection. Connection is the thread that weaves our lives into a meaningful tapestry. It begins with recognizing that every interaction, no matter how small, holds the potential to shape not only our relationships, but also our understanding of ourselves. To walk the path of connection is to commit to being present in a world where distraction often reigns. At the heart of connection lies the ability to truly see others. This means going beyond surface-level conversations and taking the time to understand the emotions, needs, and perspectives of the people around you. It's not about agreeing with everyone or avoiding conflict, but about creating a space where authentic dialogue can flourish. When you approach interactions with genuine curiosity, you signal that the other person matters. This act of acknowledgement is a powerful bridge in building trust and rapport. Listening is an art that few master but many appreciate. To listen is not simply to hear words, it is to pay attention with your whole being. When someone speaks, focus not only on their words, but on their tone, body language, and pauses. These subtle cues reveal what they might struggle to articulate. By giving them your undivided attention, you validate their experience and demonstrate respect. This simple yet profound act often transforms ordinary exchanges into moments of true connection. Connection also thrives on empathy, the capacity to step into someone else's shoes and view the world from their perspective. Empathy requires more than understanding another's feelings. It involves responding in a way that reflects care and compassion. This doesn't mean solving their problems or agreeing with their choices, but showing that you value their humanity. When others feel seen and understood, they are more likely to open themselves to deeper, more meaningful interactions. Relationships flourish when nurtured with sincerity and consistency. Grand gestures might leave lasting impressions, but it is the steady presence, the reliable support, and the small acts of kindness that build enduring bonds. Whether it's a daily check-in, a thoughtful message, or simply sharing a laugh, these moments of intentional effort strengthen the fabric of connection. The path of connection also requires vulnerability. It's tempting to present only the polished, unflawed version of ourselves, but true connection demands authenticity. When you share your fears, dreams, and struggles, you invite others to do the same. This mutual openness creates a safe space where relationships can grow beyond superficiality. Vulnerability is not a sign of weakness. It is an act of courage that deepens trust and intimacy. Connection is not limited to others. It extends to the broader world. Developing a sense of belonging to your community, culture, or environment enriches your understanding of interconnectedness. Engage with people from different backgrounds and experiences, and allow those interactions to expand your perspective. Recognizing the common threads that bind humanity can foster a sense of unity that transcends differences. Walking the path of connection also involves setting boundaries. While it's important to be open and available, it's equally essential to protect your energy and prioritize relationships that uplift rather than drain you. Connection is not about being everything to everyone, but about choosing to invest in relationships that align with your values and aspirations. In a world increasingly dominated by digital interactions, the path of connection demands intentionality. Technology can enhance or hinder relationships depending on how it's used. Be mindful of how often you trade face-to-face conversations for texts or social media interactions. Prioritize moments that allow for genuine presence, where distractions are set aside and attention is fully given. Ultimately, connection is not a destination, but an ongoing journey. It requires effort, patience, and a willingness to adapt. Every person you encounter has the potential to teach you something new, to challenge you, or to remind you of the beauty of shared experiences. By walking this path with an open heart and mind, you enrich not only your relationships, but also your sense of purpose and fulfillment. Chapter 6. The Compass Within. Deep within every individual lies a compass, a subtle but powerful guide that steers us toward our true purpose. Unlike the external compasses we rely on for navigation, this internal guide doesn't require maps or directions. It thrives on intuition, clarity, and alignment. The compass within is not loud or forceful. It speaks in whispers, nudging us toward choices that resonate with who we are at our core. Trusting it requires attunement, a willingness to quiet the noise of the world and listen to the voice of our inner truth. Instincts are not impulsive reactions. They are the product of an internal dialogue between your experiences, values, and aspirations. When faced with decisions, your instincts offer insight that transcends logic. This doesn't mean rejecting rationality, but rather combining it with the guidance of your deeper self. The compass within reveals paths that may not always be the easiest or most conventional, but they are the ones that feel right on a profound level. However, the challenge lies in discerning the voice of the compass from the clutter of external influences. Society often imposes expectations, telling us who we should be, what we should want, and how we should live. Over time, these external messages can drown out our inner guidance, leaving us disconnected from ourselves. Reconnecting with your compass requires peeling away layers of conditioning and rediscovering your authentic desires and purpose. Alignment with your compass also involves clarity about what truly matters to you. Purpose is not a destination or a single grand goal. It is the collection of values and principles that define your path. When your actions align with these principles, you experience a sense of flow, as if the universe itself is working in tandem with your efforts. This alignment brings not only fulfillment, but also resilience, allowing you to persevere even when the path is challenging. Listening to the compass within requires trust, not in the absence of fear but in the presence of courage. Fear often arises when stepping into the unknown, but your compass thrives in uncertainty. It encourages you to take risks, to explore uncharted territories of growth and potential. The more you trust your instincts and act on them, the stronger and clearer the guidance becomes. The compass within also reminds us to respect the natural rhythm of life. Not every decision or action will lead to immediate results, and that's okay. Your compass guides you to plant seeds, tend to them with care, and trust the process of growth. Patience is a critical companion on this journey, as it allows you to navigate setbacks and delays without losing sight of your purpose. An essential aspect of following your compass is the ability to recalibrate when necessary. Life is not a straight path. It's filled with detours, obstacles, and moments of doubt. There will be times when you feel lost or uncertain, but even in these moments, your compass remains steadfast. By pausing, reflecting, and reconnecting with your inner guide, you can realign your actions with your purpose and continue moving forward. While the compass within is deeply personal, its guidance often leads to contributions that extend beyond yourself. When you align with your purpose, your actions naturally create ripples that impact others in meaningful ways. The path of authenticity and alignment inspires those around you, encouraging them to seek their own truths and follow their own inner compasses. In trusting and following your compass, you forge a life that is not only guided by purpose, but also enriched by authenticity. Every step becomes a testament to your belief in your ability to create a path that honors who you are and who you are becoming. The journey is yours to design, and the compass within ensures you never lose your way. Chapter 7. Moments of Stillness. In a world that celebrates constant movement, the power of stillness often goes unnoticed. Yet moments of stillness hold a transformative potential that few other experiences can match. They are the spaces between the noise, where clarity emerges and renewal begins. To embrace stillness is not to step away from life, but to engage with it more deeply, to observe its rhythms and patterns with heightened awareness. Stillness is not about physical inactivity. It is a state of being where the mind finds calm amidst the chaos. It is the moment when the incessant chatter of thoughts softens, allowing you to hear the quieter truths that often go unnoticed. In these moments, you can separate what is essential from what is merely urgent. The world might demand action, but stillness reminds you that not all movement is progress. Reflection is one of the greatest gifts of stillness. When you pause and look inward, you uncover insights that were hidden beneath the surface. The act of reflecting allows you to trace the threads of your decisions, understand their outcomes, and discern patterns that either serve or hinder you. It is in these moments that you begin to see connections between past choices and present realities, giving you the power to shape the future with intention. Stillness is also a sanctuary for creativity. When the mind is at rest, it becomes a fertile ground for ideas to take root. The absence of pressure allows your imagination to roam freely, exploring possibilities that might have been overlooked in the rush of daily life. It is in stillness that innovation often flourishes, not because you are actively searching for answers, but because you have created the space for them to appear. Renewal is another profound benefit of stillness. Just as the body needs rest to recover, the mind and spirit require moments of quiet to rejuvenate. Stillness allows you to release the tension that accumulates from the demands of life. It is a reset button, a chance to let go of what no longer serves you and make room for new energy and purpose. Renewal through stillness is not indulgence. It is essential for sustained growth and resilience. Stillness also deepens your connection to the present moment. When you pause, you become more attuned to your surroundings, noticing details that might have been overlooked. The texture of a breeze, the rhythm of your breath, or the sound of leaves rustling. These simple experiences anchor you in the now. In stillness, the present moment reveals its richness, reminding you that life is not just about achieving, but about experiencing. Creating moments of stillness requires intention. It is not something that happens by chance, but something you cultivate by making space in your life. This might mean setting aside a few minutes each day for quiet reflection, stepping away from distractions, or finding a place where you can be alone with your thoughts. These practices are simple, yet profound acts of self-care, a commitment to honoring your need for balance and clarity. Stillness also teaches patience. In a culture that prizes immediate results, the ability to wait and let things unfold naturally is a rare virtue. Stillness shows you that not everything can be forced or rushed. Some of the most meaningful growth happens in the pauses, in the spaces where you allow life to flow at its own pace. Patience born from stillness is not passive. It is a quiet strength that trusts the process. To embrace stillness is to honor the sacred within yourself. It is a reminder that amidst all the striving and achieving, you are enough as you are. Stillness is where you meet yourself without judgment or expectation, where you can simply be. In these moments, you reconnect with the essence of who you are, finding not only clarity and renewal, but also a profound sense of peace. Chapter 8. Stepping Stones and Milestones. Progress is rarely a straight path. It's a mosaic of small victories, setbacks, and breakthroughs that come together to form the bigger picture of your journey. Each step, no matter how small, is a crucial part of your growth. Stepping stones are those incremental actions, the seemingly minor achievements that lay the groundwork for something greater. Milestones, on the other hand, are the markers of significant accomplishment, moments where you pause to acknowledge how far you've come. Together, they provide both direction and motivation, reminding you that every effort matters. Stepping stones teach you the value of consistency. They are the habits you form, the daily choices that align with your larger goals. These small actions might feel insignificant in isolation, but over time, their cumulative effect becomes undeniable. It's in the act of taking these steps that you build discipline and resilience. Even when progress seems invisible, each step forward strengthens your resolve and sets the stage for larger achievements. Milestones serve a different but equally important purpose. They are not just achievements to be celebrated, but also opportunities for reflection. Reaching a milestone offers a chance to pause and look back at the path you've traveled. It allows you to appreciate the effort you've invested, the obstacles you've overcome, and the lessons you've learned along the way. These moments of reflection deepen your understanding of your journey, making the experience richer and more meaningful. It's important to recognize that stepping stones and milestones are not in opposition. They are partners in progress. Stepping stones might lack the fanfare of milestones, but without them, the milestones would never be reached. Likewise, milestones give context and purpose to the steps you take daily, reminding you of the larger vision that guides your actions. Together, they create a rhythm to your journey, balancing steady effort with moments of achievement. Another aspect to consider is how you approach setbacks along the way. Sometimes a stepping stone might feel unstable, or a milestone might take longer to reach than anticipated. These moments test your commitment to your goals. Rather than viewing setbacks as failures, they can be seen as opportunities to recalibrate. A detour doesn't mean you've lost your way. It simply means the journey is unfolding differently than expected. Celebration is a key element of this process, but it must be approached thoughtfully. Celebrating progress doesn't mean becoming complacent or losing sight of your larger aspirations. Instead, it's about acknowledging the effort and growth that brought you to this point. A celebration can be as simple as taking a moment to express gratitude, or as elaborate as sharing your success with others. The act of celebrating reinforces your motivation, fueling your determination to continue. Staying focused on long-term aspirations requires balance. While it's essential to celebrate milestones, it's equally important not to become too fixated on them. The danger lies in seeing milestones as the ultimate goal rather than as markers along a much longer journey. Long-term aspirations require a broader perspective, one that values both the destination and the process of getting there. This mindset keeps you grounded, ensuring that each step forward feels purposeful and aligned with your vision. Stepping stones and milestones also carry lessons in humility. Acknowledge that the path to success is rarely solitary. Others often contribute to your progress in ways big and small. Whether it's the encouragement of a friend, the guidance of a mentor, or the inspiration you draw from someone's example, these connections shape your journey. Recognizing their impact adds depth to your achievements, reminding you that growth is as much about collaboration as it is about individual effort. Finally, embracing both stepping stones and milestones cultivates patience. Long-term aspirations are rarely achieved overnight, and progress often requires sustained effort over time. Patience allows you to trust the process, to keep moving forward even when results are not immediate. It's a quiet confidence that assures you every step, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your goals. In the dance between stepping stones and milestones, you find the rhythm of personal growth. Each serves its purpose, shaping you into someone who values both the journey and the destination. By honoring both, you create a life of intention, resilience, and fulfillment. Chapter 9. The Flow of Life. Life is not a static series of events, but a fluid and dynamic movement. The rhythm of life is constantly shifting, urging us to flow with its currents rather than resist them. True mastery comes from learning how to find harmony within this flow, balancing work and rest, action and reflection, progress and pause. When you align with the flow, everything seems to fall into place effortlessly. It's when you try to force the current in one direction or avoid it altogether that you feel resistance, struggle, and fatigue. The flow of life is found not in rigid plans, but in a willingness to adapt, adjust, and be present in each moment. Too often we become overly attached to a fixed idea of how things should unfold. But when we let go of these expectations and allow life to unfold naturally, we experience a kind of synchronicity. This doesn't mean abandoning direction or purpose. It simply means recognizing that sometimes the best course of action is to allow things to unfold organically, trusting that the universe has its own timing. Balance in life is not about achieving perfection, but rather creating equilibrium. It's the ability to move between the demands of career, personal development, relationships, and self-care, knowing when to push forward and when to step back. Balance doesn't mean splitting your time evenly across all areas, but instead ensuring that no part of your life is neglected or overburdened. When one area gets too much attention, others will start to suffer. On the other hand, when every area is nourished, life feels whole, and each part contributes to the other. Consider your physical body for a moment. Balance is evident in the way it functions. The heart beats in rhythm, the muscles respond to movement, the lungs expand and contract with breath. It doesn't struggle to maintain balance, it exists in harmony. Your life too can exist in this same way if you let go of forceful effort and instead learn to trust your body's wisdom, your intuition, and the natural order of things. Your body knows when it needs to rest, when it needs to move, when it needs nourishment, and when it needs to engage with others. Similarly, your mind has an innate ability to discern when it needs focus and when it needs relaxation. To master the flow of life, you need to become attuned to the energy around you. This means noticing when the current is flowing with ease and when it is pushing against you. Life's flow is constantly in motion, sometimes rapid, other times slow. In periods of fast movement, you may need to let go of rigid expectations and go with the current, trusting that you're being carried in the right direction. In slower periods, you might feel the need to lean into the stillness, allowing yourself space to reflect, rejuvenate, and prepare for what's next. Harmony is achieved when all the elements of your life are working together. The relationships you nurture, the work you engage in, the time you dedicate to personal growth, and the time you allow for relaxation and recreation. When balanced, these areas create a beautiful synergy. Each piece influences the others in subtle but powerful ways. For example, when your relationships are strong, you carry a sense of peace and support that enables you to face challenges with clarity. When your work is fulfilling and aligned with your purpose, it energizes you and enhances your personal well-being. When you prioritize your health, you feel more centered and capable of handling life's ups and downs. Yet, this doesn't mean that life's flow is always calm or predictable. Life often brings storms, unexpected events, challenges, and uncertainties. The key to mastery is learning how to navigate these disturbances. Just as a boat must adjust its sails when the wind changes, you too must learn to adjust when circumstances shift. The flow doesn't stop when things get difficult. Rather, the flow requires you to be flexible, to bend and sway with the challenges, knowing that resistance only creates more tension. Instead of pushing against life's inevitable storms, allow yourself to flow with them, finding new ways to adapt and emerge stronger on the other side. One of the greatest aspects of mastering the flow of life is learning to listen. Too often we get caught up in our own agendas and plans, failing to hear the subtle messages life is offering. Listening is not just hearing the words of others, but tuning into the deeper current that exists in all things. The whispers of your inner voice, the lessons learned from failure, the opportunities presented through challenges. They all speak to you in subtle ways. The more you listen, the more attuned you become to the natural rhythm of life, and the more effortlessly you can navigate its flow. The flow of life also invites you to trust the present moment. When we become too fixated on the past or overly concerned with the future, we miss the richness of the now. The present is where life happens. It's in the present moment that all your actions and decisions come together to create the life you are living. There is immense power in fully immersing yourself in the present moment, for it is where the seeds of the future are planted. Finally, the flow of life asks for surrender. It asks that you give up the illusion of control and instead trust in the unfolding process. This doesn't mean abandoning your goals or desires. It means accepting that things may not always unfold exactly as you envision them. Instead of fighting life's unpredictability, you allow it to guide you. You become like a leaf on a river, gracefully navigating the twists and turns of life's journey. Chapter 10. The Journey Continues. Growth isn't a destination, it's a constant unfolding, a perpetual journey that shapes and molds you with every step you take. Many people make the mistake of thinking that once they reach a certain point, whether it's success, happiness, or fulfillment, the journey is over. But the truth is, The moment you stop growing, you start stagnating. Life is a dynamic force, continuously presenting you with new lessons, challenges, and opportunities to evolve. The process of growth is not linear, nor is it always easy. At times, it may feel like you're moving in circles, stuck in a place that doesn't seem to change. But even during these moments of seeming stagnation, there is growth happening beneath the surface. Just as the seasons change and nature adapts to its environment, you too are continually adapting to the circumstances around you. The challenges you face, the relationships you cultivate, and the obstacles you overcome all contribute to your personal growth, even if you don't see immediate results. Growth requires you to remain open to the unknown, to step into unfamiliar territory without always knowing what the outcome will be. It asks you to embrace the discomfort of uncertainty, understanding that it's within these moments of stretching beyond your comfort zone that true transformation occurs. There is beauty in this uncertainty because it signals that you are expanding, growing, and becoming more than you were yesterday. It's in these gaps of unknowns that creativity sparks, resilience is built, and your capacity to handle life's complexities deepens. The journey of growth is also a process of shedding old versions of yourself. Just as a snake must shed its skin in order to grow, you too must let go of outdated beliefs, limiting fears, and past mistakes that no longer serve you. These layers may feel like they are a part of you, but the truth is, they were never meant to be permanent. The parts of yourself that no longer align with your higher potential must be released to make space for new ways of thinking, new behaviors, and new understandings of who you are and what you're capable of. Embracing growth as a lifelong adventure means seeing the world with a sense of curiosity, a sense of wonder that never fades. The adventure doesn't stop when you reach a goal or accomplish a dream. In fact, reaching one milestone often opens the door to new questions, new passions, and new ambitions. When you view life through this lens, every challenge becomes an opportunity, every setback becomes a lesson, and every triumph becomes a stepping stone to something even greater. Growth is a process of continuously evolving, sometimes rapidly, sometimes slowly, but always moving forward. What keeps you moving along this journey is purpose. Without purpose, growth feels aimless, disconnected. Purpose fuels your passion and guides your path through the ever-changing landscape of life. It's what gives you the energy to keep going when things get tough, and it's the light that illuminates the next step when the road ahead seems unclear. But purpose is not static either. It shifts, deepens, and expands as you grow. What mattered to you yesterday may evolve into something deeper tomorrow, and that's the beauty of it. Growth isn't just about achieving things. It's about evolving as a person, expanding your capacity for compassion, understanding, and wisdom. Along this journey, you will encounter setbacks, detours, and failures. These are not signs of defeat, but rather integral parts of the process. Each setback is a chance to build resilience and learn from your mistakes. Detours often lead you to unexpected opportunities, bringing new perspectives and teaching you flexibility. Failure is simply the feedback necessary to adjust your approach and improve. Without these challenges, growth would be shallow and incomplete. It's the difficulties that provide the substance and the texture to your journey. Sometimes growth is quiet and subtle, showing up in the small decisions you make every day, the way you respond to stress, the way you treat others, the habits you form. Other times, growth is loud and transformative, evident in major shifts in your mindset, goals, or circumstances. The key is not to focus on the size of the change, but to keep moving forward. In this ongoing evolution, you begin to realize that the person you were yesterday is a mere reflection of who you are becoming. The person you are today is the product of all that you've been through, the lessons you've learned, the struggles you've faced, and the victories you've celebrated. And the person you'll be tomorrow will be even more evolved, more wise, and more capable. The journey is also about connection, to yourself, to others, and to the world around you. As you grow, you begin to understand that your development is intertwined with the growth of the people you surround yourself with. The relationships you build, the people you influence, and the communities you contribute to all play a role in your personal journey. You realize that growth isn't just an individual pursuit, it's a collective one. You grow alongside others, and as you lift them up, you too are lifted. Each day is a new step along this path of growth. There's no final destination, no end point to reach. There are only moments to be experienced, challenges to be faced, and lessons to be learned. This journey is not about the destination. It's about the transformation that occurs as you walk the path, ever evolving, ever becoming more aligned with the person you're meant to be. In this ongoing adventure, the beauty is not just in where you go, but in who you become along the way. Growth is a continuous unfolding, a lifelong exploration of who you are, what you can become, and the impact you can make. As long as you're breathing, the journey continues, and with each breath you grow just a little bit more. Conclusion. You've walked the path, faced the questions, and uncovered truths about yourself that can no longer be ignored. What you once thought was distant, unreachable, is now within your grasp. The work you've done, the shifts you've made, and the small moments of clarity you've embraced have built a foundation beneath you, one that's solid, unwavering, and uniquely yours. It is a foundation you can continue to stand on, time and time again, as you navigate the evolving journey that is your life. This process, this evolution, is never complete. Just as the seasons change, so too will the stages of your growth. There will always be more to discover, more to refine, more to create. But instead of feeling overwhelmed by that endless possibility, there is freedom in knowing that growth isn't a destination, it's a journey. One that expands with each step, with each new choice, with every effort to step into your truest self. As you move forward from here, remember that the questions will not stop coming. The doubts may still arise, the challenges may still feel heavy, but you now have the tools to approach them with a different perspective, a mindset rooted in possibility rather than limitation. Every setback, every moment of uncertainty, becomes an opportunity to deepen your connection to your purpose, to realign with your values, and to continue building the life you've begun to design. Growth doesn't look like perfection, it looks like progress, and sometimes, the smallest, quietest moments of growth are the ones that lay the groundwork for the most profound changes. So as you step out into the next chapter, trust that you are equipped not just with knowledge or skills, but with a deeper understanding of who you are, what drives you, and what you are capable of. The journey doesn't end here. It is an unfolding, a continuous dance with life itself. And with each step you take, you are becoming more of the person you've always been meant to be. The only thing left to do is continue to trust in that process, to move with intention, and to celebrate every step along the way. Because you are already on the path, and each day, you are becoming more aligned with the extraordinary potential that resides within you.